It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. See those lights? They are on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Did you hear that grumble? That has been going on all day, rain or shine. All day. So it has been a minute since we've done a garden update. As you can see, the cucumber that I had hoped would go downwards is not going downwards. It is all clustered at the top. So I have decided that next year that we will stop here. See if I can back this up. We will stop here and not do the extra tall thing because I can't reach up there to try to pollinate anything. We've had a few girls come in. Hello. We've had a few girls come in, but I don't think that any of them have been all day, guys. I don't think any of them have been pollinated since I did those first 3 or 4 that we got. And that's because they're all way up here. We do, however, have one cucumber growing in right there. She's doing a good job. But yeah, so next year we won't go as tall, and that'll help me also to be able to try to encourage them to come down. I have been working on trying to get them to come down, as you can see in here. I'm trying to get back where my hand is, but it just ended up looping back up. So not expecting much out of this plant because I can't do much. We've apparently had some pollination going on from a very strange bug. Yeah, just letting that grow. We're just going to keep it. Hopefully some other pollinators come in and get to it. These are the 3 that are down on the ground, getting nice and big. One thing I've learned that this year is that I probably generally need to keep it to 1 plant per pot in the future, even if there's enough space, because this one's definitely doing much better without its buddy, and these 2 are doing okay. This one has not flowered in a while, so we'll see what happens with that. This one, this is the gray, has been giving me all the boys, and it's had that little buddy in there for a while. So the honey nut is also just giving me boys still. I still go in with my little thing and try to pull out any pollen to try to encourage it along, but I've not seen any girls. And again, it's a pot where I probably should just have 1 in the future. These sugar babies are starting to bloom, and I do the same thing with them that I do with the squash, which is basically use one of these. It's a double-handed, very soft, as you can see, brush to go in there and pull pollen. Again, I think this is one of those that needs little girls in addition to little boys, and right now we've got its little boys. No pods on the end. All right, tomatoes. Tomatoes have shown me one thing. If you look down at these containers, they are breaking. Now, I have had them for years, but it is time to possibly replace them with something else. The ground cherries, I don't know if you can see all that. The ground cherries are doing amazing. Now that they're finally up and out and on their own, we have got pods everywhere. Very, very thrilled with that. We have our first purple tomatillo pod right there. In case anybody hasn't seen it, we're going to try to do this with just me doing this without my husband. One of the plants is just blooming like crazy. The others are not. But And so I have to differentiate plants very carefully. I use the short end of my double-sided brush, and you go in, you find a flower with pollen. Most of these don't have pollen. Like I said, I think we have something coming through and doing their thing. But you take your brush and you very, very carefully go in here and you grab pollen if it has any. This one seems to have a little bit. And you don't want, there's a little thing inside that you don't want to break. But you do want to get in there and grab the pollen. And then you take that pollen. You can see that? Can you see that? Focus. You take that pollen and you put it on the branch of a different plant. You put it into. So like this is a different flower right here. My phone doesn't want to focus very well, and this is very hard to do one-handed. But you put it in, and you just kind of do the same thing. These leaves all want to be in the way, but let's see if I can get this for y'all. Doing some, hey, show it right there. Thank you. So you take your little brush and you try to fit it in there. And once again, it went back to the background. Come on. Come on. This guy. Thank you. But you try to get that in there with your little soft bristle brush. Get that in there without breaking anything again. And then hopefully that'll become a pod. And that one had a little bit of pollen. So I'm going to put you on hold for a minute while I go through and take care of some of these other plants on this one. All right, so we got a few down here that I went ahead and gave a little pollen to. Some of that I brought back up. But as you can see, the older plant is just blooming away. This is not a bad thing necessarily, but there's just not enough on the other two to go around at this point. So hopefully whatever is doing the pollination that got this one will continue to do so and help me out. We have a friend down in Atlanta who says that he doesn't have any problems with pollinators, and I've not seen a whole lot up here recently, unfortunately. All right, so the rest of the tomatoes had a major, it's starting to sprinkle, had a major issue yesterday. We had another storm come through that was so astoundingly strong that it actually knocked things over. Now, some of that's not that hard. They're not very sturdy boxes overall. I'm going to work on replacing these with something a little sturdier. That said, we did lose a tomato. I don't know if you can see him back there. You can see the tomato we lost back there. That's fine. It happens. That kind of thing happens. We had some things going on with the filming there. Sorry about that, folks. But one of the other things I noticed is, well, one of the branches broke. Some other things happened. So we've added more of the crossways on the trellises to contain the tomatoes better. And also a lot of them have a lean to them. By using the trellises, I can bring parts on the outside of the trellis and then back on the inside to help contain them. But also by doing it this way, I can help with some of the direction, or to compensate for the lean. It helps bring the lean for some of them. This one, it didn't do so well on that. It is still leaning drastically into somebody else. Hi. Can you not do that? There. But it does help. It's leaning less than it was. So let's take a look. This is the black cherries that are coming in. We've got a lot coming in. We're going to tap that out. These guys are finally getting tall. Nice to see. This one is the mini Kamatos. No surprise. These are the older ones we're still waiting to ripen. And of course, this guy has had lots and lots of flowers. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I'm not sure how much shaking they need, considering that they were just pretty much knocked to high heaven yesterday. But new flowers requires new shakes. Lots. This one is our Honey Delights. These are about as tall as I think they're going to get. They're having the worst amount of lean. Hi. That might be one of our kittens' dads or moms. We're not sure. She's a black and white. Shaking in here. As you can see, we got Honey Delights growing. Pretty certain that the one on the ground there is a Honey Delight. Makes me sad, but these are getting much bigger than they did last year. My Romas. My Romas are still trying. They're well behind. And these are the Cherokees, the purple Cherokees. Also still trying. And this one I also did the same thing because the branch was leaning drastically away. From us. So I went ahead and did the same thing and got the branch in between slats to help pull it this direction some. This one did the same thing, but again, we have issues with the lean. I can't seem to do much about. I've done what I can by taking some of them and again bringing them, weaving them through, but we're going to shake some more. Shake. Lots of flowers on the top here. And we've got a couple growing in here. Let's see if you can see those. Yeah. Still growing. So this is the indigos. There's another one. Indigo blues. And this one is the chocolate stripe. Also has something of a lean, but I think about at this point we're looking at the ground is also kind of on that slant as well. So, as you can see, we've got, look at that, chocolate stripes. And you can see some striping starting. That's cool. This one has had the least amount of flowers. I'm not sure what's up with that. And our corn got pretty battered from the storm. I don't know if I told you guys on video before, but yes, we're trying to grow corn. Again, what I need here is I need to bring out, now that they're tall enough, I need to actually fill up the soil some more. And next year I probably should use 2 of these tubs and do 2 separate things instead of putting 9 plants in one. I did put them at the distances the seed said, but yeah, probably should do maybe, I don't know, 4 in 2 different tubs, or I could even do 12 in 3 different tubs. I have 3 or 4 of these kinds of tubs. As you can see in this one, here's what I'm talking about. These, like I said, they're very, very old. But now that they're cracking and breaking, it is time to replace them with something a little sturdier, like our peppers, like our pepper boxes, which we will go in and see right now. What do you say? The peppers are looking amazing. So, be right back. So I did mention it was 4 o'clock, so we have kids out and they are being quite loud. So hopefully you guys can just ignore the background noise. The perils of living in an apartment complex. Anyway, as you can see, great things are happening. Great things are happening. We're going to go over here where we're having the most issues right now. We transplanted this Wk1-2 for a friend of my husband. It has not been doing well since the transplant, even though I brought in soil from the original container. We've fed it, we've put in Epsom salts, and it's just sort of being kind of limp. However, its buddies are doing really, really well. So I think if this does not make it next year, I will do 2 plants of these, so hopefully he can take something to her then. Yeah, we're trying. We're going to keep it up and see if we can get it to survive, but at this point, it's been at least 5 days since I've transplanted, probably longer, and it is not looking good. Meanwhile, like I said, the buddies are looking really well. These guys are probably the ones having the most trouble in the bunch right now, which is unusual because green jalapenos and poblanos I have found in the past to be pretty easy growers. So I'm not quite sure. These might be old seed. And that might be why. That might be the same issue like what we're having with the Roma tomatoes, where they came up, but we may not expect much. Meanwhile, my husband's dragon claws and the purple jalapenos are finally above the edge of the box and looking really good. So are our marconis and paprikas. I'm real excited about the paprikas. This is like my third or fourth year trying to get a paprika plant to grow, and these two are just doing amazingly well. Split up the habaneros probably a month or so ago, and as you can see, they're starting to do their spread thing. Habaneros are bushier than other peppers. As you can see, like this one is growing nice and tall and thin. These guys will bush out, and they're already starting to do that. This is a new pepper box. This is the Aji Rico. These just got planted a week ago, a little longer than that. It is supposed to have a 60 to 80 day germination to harvest time, so we went ahead and gave it a shot to see if they'll come up, but obviously nothing's coming up yet. And our Anaheims and Fresnos, also very easy growers, are looking amazing. So I am very pleased that everything recovered. We've learned some major lessons. For some reason, when they are seedlings, they do not like that full sun, at least not down here in the south. Something about it, they just don't do well. But they've been doing very well being kept on the porch. So in the future, that's where they'll be. And anyway, so that is our garden update for today, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen, I hope you will subscribe. When you subscribe, please hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Currently upload 2 days a week, Monday and Thursday. However, we have bonus videos like this one. My son opens his Geek Fuel. If you send anything, you don't have to, but if you do, that would be opened as a bonus video as well. Stuff like that gets like that. As you all know, we also are now doing makeup, and we also do cooking videos with the chef. So, if you're not interested in plants, but you're interested in cooking, be watching for him once a month. And you will need to have that bell clicked, because some of those videos do not go up on regular upload days. If you're part of my notification squad, please check both your bell and your subscription to make sure they're both still active. And if you choose not to subscribe, well, I guess we can forgive that. But we do hope you'll be back again. And in the meantime, please do the YouTube-y things and like this video, or, you know, do some sort of reaction. We're open to comments, all that kind of stuff. And in the meantime, we hope you have a good one.